Well, thank you for having me here tonight. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak. Andre and Mara, I appreciate their love and support. And Trevor, I'm one of those guys that got you that trophy, so don't forget it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Josh Hall. If you're looking for me on social media, I go by J. Allen Hall because nobody's going to listen to a guy about money whose name is Josh A. Hall. So that's where you can find me if you're looking for me. Andre wanted me to tell my story about what brought me to Five Rings, how I found Five Rings, how I came here. So I'm going to tell you that story. When I was 14 years old, my dad had two four-wheelers. I grew up in Cedar City with Trevor, as a matter of fact, and we had two four-wheelers. We lived on a street called Guidelight Drive. Guidelight Drive was in an area of town called the Cove. This was a new area of town. It was a new subdivision under development, and it had a lot of rolling foothills, which meant there were a lot of great dirt bike and four-wheeler trails out there. He had two four-wheelers. He got sick and tired of my mom riding on the back of his while I rode the other one, so he bought a dirt bike. And it was not your typical dirt bike. It was a 1978 Suzuki, yellow, heavy, enduro bike, which meant that it was street legal, but it could also go off-road, because my dad was too cheap to buy a new dirt bike. So he says, learn how to ride this bike, and I rode it up and down our street. Our street was on a hill, Guidelight Drive. And I rode it up and down, and I rode it all around the Cove, and I got really good on this bike on the road. Then he said, you've got to learn to ride it off-road. Well, at the top of our hill, the pavement ended, and it turned into an even steeper hill with a dirt trail. Now, if you don't know physics, when water goes down a trail, it creates a ditch. So on a four-wheeler, that's not a problem. Two tires on this side, two tires on that side. You go up the trail, no problem. On a dirt bike, you got to go up the middle of the ditch. Now up this ditch, no problem, except for halfway up there was a boulder sticking out. And there's just a little trail, just a little path around this boulder. So I took the dirt bike, I started up this hill, and I was going, and I'm looking at the boulder, and the boulder's looking at me, and I'm screaming at it like Japanese anime. Lines coming off behind me, lines coming off the boulder, and I hit the boulder. I'm looking at it, I know where the trail is, I'm looking at the boulder, and I hit the boulder. And the next day I hit the boulder, and the day after that I hit the boulder, and the day after that I hit the boulder. And when you hit the boulder, the bike stalls out, it lays over, and you have to lift this 5,000-pound 1978 beast up and push it up the rest of the hill to get to the trails. Finally, I'm backing out. My dad came home from work early one day, and after school I'm backing out the four-wheeler. He says, what are you doing? And I said, well, Dad, I'm done with the dirt bike. Teach Mom how to ride it. I'm going to ride it. So he said, well, what's going on, son? What's the matter? Why are you giving up on it? And I said, and I told him the story. I said, there's a boulder up there, halfway up this hill. And I know where the boulder is, and every time I hit it. And he says, well, tell me what you're doing. I said, Dad, I'm looking at it. I see the boulder. I'm looking at it. I know where not to go, and I still go there. And he says, that's your problem. Stop looking at where you don't want to go and start looking at where you do want to go.
Wow.
He said, your hands, and in this instance, our feet, our drive, whatever it is, your hands will go where your eyes are looking at. And so I said, okay, that's fine. And of course, then he gave me a little pep talk about, being a quitter. And so I went back in the garage, I got the dirt bike, and I went up there and I said, fine, old man, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I looked at that little narrow trail around that boulder, and I looked at it, and I ignored that boulder, and in my mind I said, I'm going to hit that boulder. And I didn't hit the boulder. I went around it, because I went where I was looking, not at where I was looking at where I wanted to go, not where I didn't want to go. So what brought me to Five Rings? What does that have to do with anything tonight? What that has to do with was, in my mind, I've told that story a million times. I've told it to people who have been trying to quit smoking, quit drinking. I've told it to people who wanted to start good habits. I've told it to people who wanted to start bad habits. But the point is, what does it have to do? What it has to do is this. In my mind, because of that day, when I want something, I map out a path. I map out a trail. And then I follow that trail as closely as possible. So I was a freight broker, which means that I was the guy that called companies, secured the freight, then I called carriers and arranged the freight for a little bit of a commission, and they picked up the freight and all that good stuff. I didn't like it because it was 24/7. If there was a problem, I got a phone call. So I moved into insurance, and I started doing that. And Trevor and I were Facebook friends, and Trevor reaches out to me and he says, "Hey, what are you doing? What is this stuff?" I said, "I want to help people. I want to help them protect their homes." Because guess what? Everything that's happened in my life, I've had a lot of boulders. Okay, got it. I've had a lot of boulders. Type 1 diabetes, stage 2 kidney failure, told I'll never ever work again. Parkinson's disease. If you noticed earlier a little bit, my hand was shaking. I have, let's see what else. Oh, I had a heart attack at 30, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and what else, sweetheart? I had cancer. I had, which is why I have all these other things, because of a side effect of a medication from that. Believe it or not, I used to be 180 pounds and 10% body fat. And now I'm more body fat than body. So, so I've had a lot of boulders. Well, when I was told I'd never work again, I went out, I found this freight brokering thing. And then when I didn't like that, I went out and I found this insurance thing. I had a path in my mind. Trevor reaches out. Trevor says, "What does your company do? Do they do this?" And I said, "Yeah, they do it. I love it. It's great." "Do they do this?" "Yeah, they do it, but not like that." "Do they do this?" "Sort of, kind of." "Do they do this?" "No, they don't." "Do they do this?" "No, they don't." "Do they do this?" "No, I hadn't even thought of that, and now that's on my list." And I went back to my company. I tried to rip you guys off. I went back to my company and I said, "Let's try this. Let's do virtual. Let's do a class. Let's teach people. Let's not sell them. Let's not worry about leads. Let's market ourselves how we want." And they said, "No, no, 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 no." And I said, "Trevor, I'm in." Fibers had a path, and that path lit up like a street of gold. And when I looked at that path and I looked at my path, they lined up. You have a path. You're here tonight because of that path. You're here tonight because you saw the same thing. You saw a golden path. You said, "That's where I want my life to go. I want to go around this boulder of whatever challenge that Mike talked about. Financial, health, marital, whatever. You want to get around a boulder. You're here tonight because of that." I found a path in fibering. What does a 14-year-old boy riding a dirt bike have to do with tonight? Everything. Everything. Thank you so much. Thank you.